I had to make a decision whether to keep him or keep Father John, who is both a cleric and a mage, but I went with him because I think it's the thief in this game didn't do anything so far. Like in the previous game, at least, yeah, they sometimes said that, you know, the wall is fake or here's a button here. And it's just like it gets your attention, like, oh, yeah, there's a button there. But in this game, it seems like they removed that element, as far as I can see anyway. And so, yeah, I decided to ditch him and get basically another mage and a healer, which I think is much more important than a thief. And I can just go straight ahead to the last dungeon. The Temple of Lathander, once an icon of light, goodness, and purity, now lies in ruins. An unnatural shadow seems to enshroud the temple in darkness. Amidst its broken doors and shattered walls, you can imagine no trace of the spirit of Lathander. There is only a vague, foreboding sense that an endless night is falling upon the city, emerging from what once was its holiest place. Will you enter? Well, if you press no, the game is not going to continue, so of course you have to push yes. What the? Oh! I didn't see that guy at all. What the hell? Like, he just suddenly popped up there. That was weird. What the hell is that? Oh, it steals your weapons. Wow, so this place is like really annoying because basically these blobs, they can eat your weapons. I thought it's just like temporary, but no, it's forever. Like you lose them for good. What is that? Statue arm. As you replace the broken arm, a blinding white flash explodes from the statue's heart. A supernatural presence towers before you and speaks in tones of benevolence and kindness. I would thank you for your efforts to restore both this temple and this city. I am known as Lathander on this world. To my followers, I am known as Morning Lord, the bringer of the dawn, Lord of birth and renewal, patron to spring and eternal youth, the mantra of self-perfection. I have come before you to assure you that you are not alone in your endeavors for the cause of good. We, the immortal protectors of this world and plane, are attempting to banish the Dark God forever, and with your help, we will all succeed. This task will not be easy. You must defeat the Dark God's physical manifestation that lairs at the top of this temple. Should you succeed, this will cause the Dark God's power here to wane enough for our combined might to finish him off, to cast him away. As you have seen, this evil power has many dangers at its disposal. I will aid you in any way I can. For your help in cleansing of my temple, properly known as the Dawnspire, I will heal your party whenever you need it. All you need to do is touch any whole statue and your party will be eased of the burden of its wounds. There may be more I can do for you at a later time, but I need you to continue your efforts in restoring this temple. The more faithfully it approaches its original state, the stronger my presence here will become, and the greater the help I can provide you. There are a great many things that hinge upon the exile of the Dark God. Many changes lie in store for your world, changes that, if the Dark God were to control, would bring about utter chaos and decay for generations to come. We must not let the Dark God take control of these ruins, for it will be the first step in its spread of his cancerous plans. First, the ruins of myth Drannor, and then ultimately all of Ferun would be crushed against his fist. Have faith, my friends. So yeah, you get healed. That's good to know. I mean, but I would prefer he banishes the shadows instead. That would be much more helpful. I mean, I can heal myself. You get these like clubs which are made of wood, so That could be something. Maybe it will load properly here. Nope, it didn't. Yeah, that works. You come upon the battered and broken frame of a female warrior. She appears to be badly wounded, out of breath, and on the verge of shock and unconsciousness. Her eyes flicker briefly at you. Full of grief and injury, she does not speak. You kneel at her side. My lady, how can we aid you? With an obvious effort, she stirs and murmurs, I was attacked. Shades. I'm a paladin of Lathander. Momentarily, incredibly, a hint of pride seems to brush aside the lady's veil of pain. She tries to sit up and almost succeeds. I managed to drive the vile creatures back to the shadows, whence they came. My name is Tabitha, and this temple is still my home. I could use your help in returning the repositories of the dead to the original conditions. Many of these burial drawers have been violated and looted by the creatures which profane these halls, but in the immediate future I could use some healing. The thing is, like, okay, so again, if you need a fighter, go for it. But the thing is, like, for me, I'm pretty full right now. So thank you, kind souls. May Lathander's light fill your hearts even in darkest of times. Her eyes close. And here you have to toss these shields. So 1, 2, and then the others, where are they? And you get one more holy symbol. Alright, so basically that's it. That's all you do. You have to put 3 symbols in the altars. And then these stairs, they basically switch directions. So instead of going down, if you go down, I think it's game over. That's what I read. So if they're going up, that's good. Alright, I'll take it for now. And there's a key here. Frost key. There you go. That's what I wanted. There's a sword. Huh. It's a cursed sword. Well, of course. Of course. And you need to go here because he drops a key. The former of Lathander hands you a wondrous sword. The blade is called Doubtsimmer, the Bright Blade. The weapon will obliterate any undead unfortunate enough to feel the blade's bite. Use it to bring my light back to Myth Drannor, Lathander ordains. The flawless weapon gleams with a warm auroral light. A long unfamiliar feeling washes over you as you hold it, and recognition dawns slowly. The sensation granted by the sword is the cleansing, everlasting radiance of absolute good. Okay, what was that thing though? Morning's light. And okay, this one is obviously two-handed sword. So that's good, but all right, let's do this way then. And you get the key, which I'll put here for now. And the key, copper key. Oh, yeah, she's holding a cup. Man, I'm blind. Oh, there it is. With the return of hope to the temple has come the return of Lathander's bounty. The hall before you is full of marvelous food and drink. An aura of joy, power, and new beginnings permeates the halls, comforting to both body and soul. As you partake for the feast, your wounds vanish before your eyes, and you feel a new sense of readiness for the final battle against the Dark God. And there's the amber. And apparently you have to throw the key into the teleporter. and then you enter it. And this is the real passage to level 4. This is it. So you have to do all of that to get access to level 4. Otherwise, you just get these 2 areas there on the sides. And that's it. Fantastic sword. Absolute beast. Welcome, fabled heroes of Waterdeep. Is my allowing you to live to see the conquest of the city not reward enough for you? I hired you fools to distract Aquel, and I didn't actually think you would defeat him. Perhaps age has finally taken a toll. Now that Drannор's last protector and guardian is dead, I may take what I have coveted for so long. You do not know the power in which you intend to challenge. Do you actually think that you can take on a god? Take them. Okay. Take what? Okay, well that was pretty easy. What happened here? Okay, my friends, we have done it. You have saved Drannor and thus the world of the wrath. Okay, this world is rid of, like, the wrath of the dark power. As we speak, other powers are at work to ensure that this vile entity shall never wreak his havoc again in this plane of existence. If the Dark God had any more time, there is no telling how many of his shadow creatures would have come through the gate. Do not fret over the death of Aquel and his tasks done here. It is time for the living to protect what is right and just. Well met, heroes. Let us be the first to congratulate and thank you for what you have done here today for all life. Who are these people? You suddenly appear. For your courageous and valiant deeds, we, the Knights of Drannor, offer you membership into our company. Who knows, perhaps this is the first step to rebuilding Drannor, the symbol of peace and harmony from a time long past. And that's it. You get the credits. Knights of Drannor. So there you go. This is all my characters here. I think I used more than 6 in total. I had to swap a few, but okay, that's it. It's kind of weird anyway. All right, so I'm gonna give the ratings to Eye of the Beholder 3, just as I give ratings to any game I finish, really. And it's always based on 4 categories: gameplay, music, graphics, and plot. With music, by the way, you also get sound effects, okay? So it's kind of a mix. All right, so gameplay, I think in general, obviously you are still doing the same things as before, moving around, clicking buttons and stuff like that. For me, just because it's meant to be a game which is better than what came before, so it should be better, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels slightly worse, so I have to give it like a 7 out of 10. Music, so there are kind of 2 parts in this game. The music part was decent, but the sound effects most of the time just really ruined it. there are some areas of the game where, like the mausoleum, for example, where this tall, I don't know what's it called, like this kind of tall creature, it makes this absolutely horrible sound when it's moving around, and it just never stops. So for me, like the music part is good, decent, I would say, but it's ruined by really terrible sound effects in some areas. So unfortunately, I have to give it a 1. I can't give it any higher. I mean, I could give it a 2, I guess, but no, I mean, it's just terrible, some of the sound effects. And I often complained, in fact, about it in the game. The graphics, that's one thing that many people complained about. They said, well, the game is released in 93, I believe, so 2 years after the first two, but it feels like it's not that much better. So I agree with the people in this case, so I will also give it a 5 out of 10, which is 1 less than number 2. And finally, you got the plot. So the plot here is a bit more interesting than the first 2 games. I think there's a bit more variety to what's going on. There's a bit more story. So I think in that respect, there is a bit of progress, and I will give it a 6 out of 10. So in total, we got 8 and 11. Unfortunately, the total is only 19 points out of 40. So it is worse than the second game. Better than the first game, just by 1 point though. I would say, in conclusion, because I just finished the whole trilogy, it is fun to play, but it feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again, really, which makes sense because it's the same game. You're literally using the same controls, using the same keyboards, keys to move around, etc., to attack. The last game had more variety in terms of weapons, which was nice to see. But still, it feels very... It didn't age very well. Like, that's what I want to say. Should you play it? I would say if you're a fan of the old school dungeon crawlers, definitely give it a go, because again, this is definitely the grandfather of all dungeon crawlers. But if you're expecting something, I don't know, something groundbreaking, something innovative, you might be disappointed. So just bear that in mind if you go into it. But as far as I'm concerned, I had fun, I had a good time. I still have a lot to edit, obviously. But overall, yeah, it's decent. Now I can finally say I beat them all. There you go. That's something. Alright, I'm gonna end here. So thanks for watching. And I have no idea what's coming up next. I really have to sit down and look at the list. There's a lot of games on my list, and I really have no plan currently. I have some ideas, but I don't have any concrete plans. So stay tuned for more. I'll see you around. OtakuOps signing off. Take care and stay safe.